call the meeting to order. Today is September 22nd, Monday at 7:03 p.m. This is we'll call it a special meeting of the Commission on Disabilities. Thank you, Lorna. Lorna has the flag, so let's do the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Our mission is to address the needs and concerns of our disabled residents and provide their full participation in the activities and services of Wakefield. So I think we need to start doing roll call. So Paul. Here.
Here.
Thank you. Lorna. Janice.
Here.
Okay. Judy.
Here.
Charles.
Here.
Marie, I'm here. And then Nico. So it looks like just Lois and Dan are absent. Okay, so we decided to host this meeting tonight to try to finalize the plans for our Disabilities game night. There was some discussion at our last meeting to postpone this for a little bit. And I did reach out to Dan McGrath, and he said they could do 10/26, but I think there's a conflict with Nico, right? For that date with the band.
Yeah, unfortunately. If we want to do that, if it just gathers more interest, I'll happily just be there in spirit and we can have that happen.
Oh no, you're helping to run the show here. I think that is the plan. Make sure
Okay.
my computer, just excuse me, but I want to make sure my computer is plugged in, otherwise we'll go down in the middle of this conversation.
Nico, I think the last marching band is the 2nd, right? The NESPA finals on November 2nd.
Okay, looks like.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's about right.
Okay, so do we feel we want to just proceed with the October 6th, or do we want to try to go further out than that? I know Judy had some strong feelings about just keeping it as originally planned.
So it's not that I have strong feelings one way or another. I do feel that it is important that Nico is able to attend. So I think that that's priority one. And other than that, it just needs to, the pieces need to come together for the space mainly. But I'm
Right.
fine with a different date. If that works for Nico and the group, it's totally fine.
Looking at, well, so if we do, I mean, if we do delay it, then November, December probably isn't an option because people will just be, every weekend will be tied up with holiday activities.
So can we go back to the reason to delay? So is the reason to delay because we don't think we'll be able to get the message out in time, Nico, or is there other reasons?
I feel like the message out in time one is the main reason. But we're having a youth council meeting on the 25th where we're appointing literally all the positions for it. So I can probably get don't remember the full name, but whoever runs social media to post something like that day about it. And then I can start printing out flyers and putting them around the school.
How's
Like
how's November 9th for people? I'm not opposed to October 6th, or I can't remember if it's the 5th or 6th, whatever the Sunday is. I'm not
Sunday.
opposed to that. I just know that these things, I feel like within reason, the longer they have to percolate, the better. And I do feel like the 6th is going to be, excuse me, the 5th is going to be here before we know it. Can I throw out the 9th as a proposal to see how it looks to this group? Because I know that marching band is over by that time, and I'm wide open on the 9th of November.
I feel that we could actually get the most interest, and then because people still aren't heading out for like vacation, stuff like that, obviously.
And
And
you're between fall sports and winter sports. A critical
yeah,
piece would be to find out if Dan McGrath knows the availability of the AmeriCal at that time. I would say that's a non-starter if we don't have that.
What day of
yeah,
the week is
that's
that
very
on?
obvious.
It's a
That too
Sunday,
is a
which I think,
Sunday.
It's a Sunday,
yeah.
and they have started pickleball lessons on Sunday afternoons now in the Maricel Civic Center. Do you
Yeah, he
remember what,
said
and they were doing that during that time, is that
4 to
correct?
7. That's what
4
he
to
told
7.
me.
So is there a possibility we can do something earlier in the afternoon or 7 o'clock at night? 7 o'clock at night on a school night might not be advantageous.
What time would it be before if we did it that way?
11
If
to
we
2
did
or
it-
something, give a little bit of a
One,
buffer.
one, 2:30 to 1:30 to 3:30 or
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Sunday, so it won't be like sports or anything. And just thinking here, there won't be any like extracurriculars through school because those normally run on weekdays, unless it's like a sport. So I think that doing November 9th would work well at 1:30.
All right, and let's talk about what other, if we can't do it at the AmeriCal, do we have an option, another option?
I'm almost certain that we could probably try, like, talk to, I think it's Mr. O'Brien who runs facilities at Galvin, and we could see if we could do something, like in the cafeteria or something, or like the gym there.
Oh, yeah, I guess we could, the gym at the Galvin or the CAF could be an option.
Just depends if, but no, there aren't any like band things happening, like concerts or anything that day. I think on my schedule, so I think we could do that probably.
If it's before youth basketball season, Dole Bear might be open on Sundays. That's another consideration. It's not as big as AmeriCal or whatever the Galvin, but just I'll throw that in there as a plan C or D.
All right, so if Dan can't accommodate us, then there's other places that we can ask.
Do we
Okay,
have a preference in having it at a school or not having it at a school? Would it be better attended, do you think, in either location, or does it not really matter to folks?
I don't think it matters. My whole thing with schools is it's easy to know where the schools are because they stick out a lot in the town. So anyone will be able to see, oh, that's a school or that's not a school. The Galvin or the AmeriCal ideally would be best because it's all on Main Street and people know exactly where that is.
Good.
right, and the AmeriCal would be most convenient only because, the Boys and Girls Club are going to supply the games and they could get the games to their spot down in the basement ahead of time, which would make it, easier for them, but I'm sure they'll accommodate
Oh,
wherever we have to, it's not like we're going out of town, so they can accommodate wherever we have to be.
and the wheelchair accessibility is sort of the side of that building, correct?
Yes, I think
Yeah.
there's a ramp.
There's a
It's the
ramp
ramp at
from
the
the
front.
side that goes in the front main door as well, but it does come from the side, Lorna, yes.
So
Okay,
my plan, ideally, with all this, after we have a date, hopefully by this meeting, I don't know though, is to hopefully bring it up at the next youth council meeting on the 25th and explain. Like a full thing. I'll see if I can get that to the agenda if it's not posted already.
okay.
So it sounds like all we need to do is potentially confirm the AmeriCal for the 9th of November, 1:30 to 3:30, and then get that information to Nico so he can bring it to the youth council. And then we can work on posters and,
And then
I can
food.
actually
Promotion.
have I can have the youth council outreach subcommittee actually work on that if that
that'd
works
be
for the
great.
posters.
Nico, I'm sorry, what did you say the date was of the next youth council meeting?
The 25th. I don't know if we'll have stuff by the 25th, but if we don't, I can just bring up the fact that we're going to do an event
Sure.
there tentatively on the 9th.
Even buy-in at that point, like a yay or nay after the 25th is good enough for me because I'll mark it to my sports teams, but I won't do that until the 25th. But I can do it immediately after hearing back for you that youth council's on board and that you'll have whatever handful of volunteers and interest and whatnot. But
Okay, excuse me, I'm gonna
Yeah.
interrupt. My computer is shutting down, so Lorna, so just stay on the call, and Lorna, will you call in as the as the host? The call's gonna shut down. Everybody just stay on, and then if Lorna could,
I don't know where
Ju-
do I call in for the host? I mean, I
just
don't,
go to the agenda and click the link like you just did to get on, and then just put in the participant code. I can send what you sent me.
yeah, because I sent it to you and didn't keep it.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you a text right now, and then I'll just call in on my phone.
So I'm supposed to go back to where I registered, is that it?
Yes, and then just log back in and then just enter the participant code. I'm going to gonna text it to you.
Okay, so the rest of the committee will be able to
Just
stay
I
on.
think so. And if the call does shut down, just call back in. Just go
Okay.
through the motions again.
All right.
Okay?
Thanks, Marie.
Okay. Sorry about that. Ah, so annoying. Okay.
Let me actually double check quickly while we're doing this, if an agenda is posted. Oh,
for the youth
Says I'm
council, you mean
co-host
that
yeah,
agenda? Yeah, sure.
it says it added me as the host.
You're doing a great job.
For the meeting.
Well, here's Lorna, so it's not as if she was blocked by
Right.
your being the host, so.
How do I add her? Oh, host tools probably.
I think it looks
Dang
fine.
it.
If you're not running AV or
Alright.
anything like that, I don't know that the host distinction
Yeah,
matters.
Lorna's connecting to audio.
Yeah.
Yep, she should be here momentarily.
I think
It
she'll
says
get the
it's
host shit
recording
back.
and all.
Yeah, she'll get it back when she puts the code in.
Ah,
Oh, okay.
Nope,
Yeah.
Let me look
didn't
it
work
up.
that way. Didn't work that way. I'm trying to see if there's any place else I can click in to put the host number in.
As long as we have a host. Nico, did it come up for you to be the host?
Yeah, I'm making Lorna the host. Alright.
Yeah, it is.
I see. Success.
Nice. Thank you, Nico.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I don't think there's much difference in being the host or a non-host, but here we
I
are.
just don't want to end up having something happen and then having everyone just fall out of the meeting.
Is there, and it's still recording, so I don't think nothing was lost in
Yeah,
that
it's still recording.
handover. Okay, cool.
Great.
Well done.
Just wait for Marie to reconnect.
Hi, Marie. Looks like you're in.
So there is no agenda posted for the youth council yet, so I'll bring that up actually with our advisor after this.
Do we know what kind of games that people want to be, kids want to be doing and what's available? I think Marie might know what is available through the Boys and Girls Club, because she's had talked to them about using some of their equipment for that
Okay.
night, but I just didn't know if it might be good if we knew some specifics as to what was going to be offered to be able to even put them on the posters or the flyers, or
I know
is it
that
going to
she
be
mentioned
cornhole or
cornhole was one.
cornhole. So
People
I don't know what else
Kids
there
like that a
is.
lot.
So probably if we have the availability to have a couple or several cornhole things set up would be good.
Hi,
I
Lorna.
don't know.
Yes, it would be cornhole, lawn games. I don't know, giant Jenga. I will ask the Boys and Girls Club what they have.
Because I think that would be helpful if we could post what's being offered for a fun time, you know?
Right.
I have a medium-sized Jenga.
Were you also
Happy
going
to
to
bring
ask
it.
the Boys and Girls Club if we could use their popcorn machine?
Yes, I asked her, but she didn't include that in the response back to me, so I will ask her about that again.
Okay.
And then we
So-
talked about any other food that we want to talk about. Do we want to just see? I didn't reach out to Inspire because I wasn't sure whether we were going to keep the date or not, but we certainly can do that.
I would say as soon as we hear back from Nico and as soon as we know
About
we
youth
can add
council.
the youth council, yep. And as soon as we confirm that the room is actually available during those hours, I think it'd be great if you'd reach out to Inspire.
So
Okay.
we had talked about asking Inspire to do slush, apple cider, and lemonade.
Okay, thanks, Judy. And then, yeah, if we have popcorn, that will be good options.
That sounds about right.
I can give a sound system like I have done that
Okay.
before for end of season events and stuff. I've got good quality, capable of power and sound to that whole room. You know, we can run
That's
playlists and
cool.
things like that.
Okay, that would be awesome.
An open mic night?
That would be cool, or karaoke or something, you know. I mean,
I mean,
That-
if we're
the-
talking about it, I'm open.
no, the good thing about that is that can be a pretty last minute decision. There's a lot of overlap between the gear that I would bring and the speakers for just playing music. And if we were to try to do a karaoke something or other. So maybe we make that not a completely last minute decision, but let's see what that feels like in
Table it
another
for
week or
now.
after Nico gets back to us from the youth council. But you can suggest it to them, and if people are energized by that, I can look into that some more. I have microphones and things.
I'll see actually if
That'd be
anyone has
fun.
some other ideas for like games, if we can just bring in some or something.
Yeah, I mean, if people have table games that maybe they would like to do, some people may not want to do some of these other games. So let's do that. Let's get a list of the different games that we're proposing. And
Yep.
do we want to do prizes? Or or just keep it more social?
Just keep it more social.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Don't want to make it too much of a competition for things.
All right. Yeah. All right, well, I think that it's really, it is coming together. I personally too have a comfort level with extending it a little bit, just so that we don't go through all this effort and then have no one show up. So to take the time to get the word out.
It might
So
be fun
when,
it might be fun to have a gift certificate to inspire as a door prize, and people can just sign up for it and we can mail it out to them. Would that be fun?
I love the
That
idea of
sounds
door
fine.
prize.
Yeah,
yeah,
we can definitely do that.
I always offered door prizes at the professional education events I did. And frankly, it didn't matter what it was. It could have been a piece of paper. And then you tell people that you have to be present to win. So you have to stay till the end and draw somebody's name. And it was very exciting for these adults in it worked every time. Honestly, it just, so we can see if we can get even a few door prizes of small amounts, and
It's
we'll figure
also
it out.
a nice way to find out who attended, if we ever wanted to know how many, or, that's a
Well, that
nice
way
way.
we'll have people write their name on a piece of paper as they come in so that they could be
Yeah.
eligible for the door prize.
their name and phone number or name and email or whatever.
And we
Yeah.
can, see if they'd like to be part of the social list if we do future social events.
Yeah,
We can just, that way we can get the word out directly to people.
Like a mailing list almost.
Yes.
All right, that sounds fine.
how soon do you think that we would know, Marie, would you be contacting the AmeriCal Civic Center McGrath there for whether we can have it on November 9th?
Yes, I'll send him an email tonight, and he's very responsive. So I bet, he'll read it in the morning and then he'll respond, he'll just look at his calendar and let us know.
Because I'd like to be able to let the people know that what the new date would be.
And he'll tell you if that's enough of a buffer, between 3:30 and 4 when they start pickleball, right? Because I'm sure those folks are gonna want to get up and moving as soon as they arrive. And if there's a big cleanup effort, we don't want to only give ourselves 30
Right.
minutes. So he can
Right.
advise on that.
Yeah, that's
Well,
true.
And that is a good point, Paul. I mean, you're going to have equipment to break down. We're going to have potentially these huge games.
Yeah,
Yep. But he can
Somewhere.
also tell you part of that discussion can be if they only use half of the AmeriCal, and we can sort of in that half hours period move everything to one side and then take our time about getting it out to cars. That's a different story than if they need the entire floor space right at 4.
That would depend on how many people sign up for the pickleball classes,
Right.
because it can hold 3 nets in there.
Yeah.
And oftentimes the classes are, they're using all 3.
Yeah.
That
I
may
wouldn't
be
be
a different
surprised if
story
they're
if it's on
using
a Sunday afternoon, though.
they're probably using the whole floor is my guess, but he'll better tell you that.
It's another reason that a door prize at the end is a natural ending, because maybe participants wouldn't mind just helping to move things quickly and then do the door prize.
Mhm. Even if we move things into the hallway and do the breakdown there, as long as we get it off the pickleball courts.
The only thing that I would personally be concerned about cleaning up quickly is popcorn, because it doesn't clean up quickly. So personally, I would probably stick with our original plan for the slush and the cider and the lemonade, and maybe save popcorn for another event.
That's
Like
a
an
good
outside
point,
event.
where the birds can clean it up for us.
Yeah, it's too bad we didn't have some kind of an idea of how many people were going to be there. Could pick up, boxes of small packages of like chips or um Doritos or whatever like that, at BJ's or Costco.
Nico, do you have any clue as to how many you might think might attend?
If it's kids from my school, I think a good baseline would probably be like 15, a little, actually 20. 20 seems like a safe bet just as a start. I'll see how many people there are actually willing and want to go, and then I'll update you if that baseline gets higher.
Well, do we want to extend it? Oh, so are we talking invitation just at the high school level, that age group?
We can invite people from outside that. I think it was just diverse abilities night, not just for high school.
Nico, how do you feel about middle school kids being invited, or do you want it just to be older kids?
Oh no, middle school is fine. I was just thinking of something for the community in general.
Okay.
And do you want to keep it just Wakefield, or do we want to offer it to
I-
others?
If anyone wants to come, they can come. It's
Okay.
really not just exclusive to anyone.
We could advertise through the other disability commissions in the local towns.
Well, I know, Lorna, you had a couple of people in mind that you thought might like to attend.
Yeah, one from Wakefield and one from Haverhill and one from Winchester. Pot, might be interested in coming. I just need to make sure I get the right date. I've already told them that the dates are probably going to change, so I put them on hold and said to get back to them.
And I think there should be some kind of pre-registration process just to and you might talk to the advisor for the youth council about this, Nico, if he or she's got experience
As
with this kind of thing. Because yeah, I hate to be this way, but like there's the insurance component and stuff like that. If you get people to register um name, electronic signature, things like that. Even something as simple as consent to be photographed. If somebody takes pictures there's a lot of like sensitivities around events. I hate to make things more formal than they need to be, but I feel like that's today's
no,
reality.
it's better to do that than not to do that and get in hot water with everyone about it.
Yeah. Although the AmeriCal Rentals got its own stuff that takes care of some of liability and things like that. We'll see what it looks like when they ask us to sign up for it after Marie speaks with Dan. I just know from running things that I think it's better to be on the safe side and, don't want to discourage walk-ins or anything like that. But the more folks that we are aware of in advance, the better we can handle numbers, the better that we recognize what the population is going to look like and so forth.
So would
Yeah,
this
I
be
think we could.
oh, sorry. Would this be a sign up like via an email where there's a link that would bring them to a sign up page or something? Or
I think that's a good idea, Lorna, just because.
well, I was just trying to figure out, if I mean that's perfectly fine as far as I'm
Yeah.
concerned. Because an email is something that can be shared.
Right.
I just didn't know who would be the person responsible for collecting all the information.
I mean,
Do you-
I don't mind doing it. I would love to get somebody's take on it. Like even something as simple as when my kids go to a birthday party at a jump park, you sign a waiver in advance that says like you acknowledge, you're here and following the rules and stuff. It's kind of a insurance and liability way to just make sure that everything's on the level and, I don't know. It makes you sound like a cynic about these events. I'm not trying to, it's one of these, I think it's good practice to just make sure. And it also helps us track numbers and participants and stuff like that. So let me give a little bit of thought to what that kind of thing would look like. I'm happy to take care of that administratively.
I was gonna say that with these, we could almost add like a QR code on the posters, like sign up here,
Yeah,
and put like a QR code with a Google form or something.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, if we could do something that we could throw on a Google form site that just would have either the QR or a
That's a good
URL
idea.
that would put them right through it, and then if it was set up by us, we'd be able to monitor it, or whoever would be able to monitor it fairly easy.
Yeah, that's a Google Form's a good idea. My mind went to Sign Up Genius, but those are really simple and there's not a lot of it's not a lot of way to collect a lot of information off those. I think Google Forms are better, Charles. That's a good idea.
All
Yeah,
right,
we
so
can
I'll
set up
ask
the-
Dan McGrath if there is any concern with liability from his end. I mean, it's not like we're playing sports, we're playing games, but still, um, and then Paul, you can, you can figure if we don't have to worry about that piece of it, then maybe you figure out what it is that should be stated on the Google form as far as photography and any
Yeah.
other concerns.
I'll bet
Um,
Dan's pretty, I'm happy to do all that, Marie. I bet Dan's pretty hip to it because they rent out AmeriCal for like
Everything.
fundraising parties, for birthdays, like things like that that the AmeriCal itself sort of like waives any responsibility for. They likely know what kind of forms go out to the people that rent it and would cascade to participants. So I'll bet you he will be pretty helpful in that regard, but at least as far as somebody that's willing and able to handle registrations as they come in, I can do that.
Thank you.
Okay, sounds good.
That's awesome. Thank you. Charles, you went way over my head with the whole Google form thing. So glad somebody knows what it is.
We'll
I sure
learn,
don't.
Janice.
I am so inept with technology.
Well, we're gonna
Trust
learn
me.
something new because it could come in handy.
Yeah, it's just a simplistic website like Google has that you can customize and form your own type of documents, and they can be anything you want, really, like a checklist or a job application or something, and that it goes to a specific user when they're filled out and they hit submit, and it gives you all the data so you know who submitted, how many people, and it tracks a lot of things for you, and you basically just customize it yourself for whatever you want to do with it.
That's kind of amazing.
Yeah.
I think even Harvard and stuff like that uses it for college applications. It's pretty reliable if that says something.
Hmm.
All right, does anybody have anything else? I feel like we've got a much better handle on where we're going with this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Maria, I just
On
wanted
my-
to
Sorry.
throw out that I attended the Winchester Hospital Community Board in-person meeting last week. They have one in-person meeting a year, and the food was from Inspire Cafe.
Well, there you go.
Nice partnership.
Yeah, they have done a few things for Winchester.
Mhm.
One more thing I can think of, Lauren, I wanted to ask you a little bit about the Inspire Cup, but we can catch up later this week, or we can just stay on and let folks that aren't interested go if you've got a couple minutes.
I have a couple minutes.
Well,
Yeah.
Sure.
if you stay on, you're gonna continue to
Oh.
be recorded on the
Oh, right.
town website, so.
But that's business, is it not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's proper business. I'll stay on and take notes, and so we'll be covered.
Thanks. Okay, so I guess the Inspire Cup is the Monday, October 20th, is that right, Lorna, at
Yes,
Stoneham High?
yes,
Okay,
yes.
cool. And are, would you like participation from my soccer program, or do you feel like Stoneham's got all that covered and they don't, people are encouraged to attend, but you don't need any additional bodies? Like I'm willing to participate as much or as little as you guys would like if you want some soccer players.
Well, yeah, I would like to have some of your team with their team shirts on.
Yeah,
As the same with, I'm hoping that there will be some volunteers from Inspire staff that will be there with their Inspire t-shirts on.
okay.
And they'll be split up. There's two games that'll be taking place that evening. One starts at 4:15. That's going to be the boys' games.
Mhm.
And then the other starts about 6:15, which will be the girls' games. So at the beginning of each game, depending on whether what we have to make any kind of announcements, or if we have announcements, who knows. They have the Inspire team and your team. What's the name of your team?
Tops, they call it Tops, which is
Tops. Okay.
the outreach program for soccer, Tops.
Okay. Come on with the teams. So that and so they'd be split up amongst the teams, so that
Mhm.
Wakefield is represented, Stoneham is represented, that type of thing. Whether we have enough players to do that, enough volunteers from your program and from Inspire staff to
Mhm.
do both girls and boys, I'm hoping that that's the case. They could certainly leave after the girls' game started if they felt that it was too late for them to be there.
Yep. All right. So like a walkout with the players that are going to be
Yeah.
featured in the games.
Yeah.
Do you want to just keep a feedback loop open where you see how many Inspire staff you get, and I can find out how many players I get? Because I'm sure it's not fatal to this, but if we have more uh sort of tops players and Inspire staff than soccer players at the high school, like I don't think that's a big deal, but I think it's ideally a one-on-one thing, right? Like, does it?
You can have two of your team
Yeah,
members
that's fine,
join
right?
one.
There's no harm in that, right? Okay. I don't think Stoneham has a tops program, so I don't think that they would be, um, they wouldn't be flooded with kids that are playing adaptive soccer. Like, I
Yeah,
don't
I
know
think
that.
that Wes tried to look into seeing if there was a like a TOPS program in Stoneham, and he kept on coming up with, well, no.
Yeah, right. Because I know what it looks like at the state level, and I think that there's a North Reading one, but there's not a Stoneham one.
But
If
see,
I,
surrounding towns, I mean, TOPS in the one in Wakefield, the one that you run, is not just for Wakefield people. I mean, if a kid from
Correct.
Stoneham wanted to join your team, they could do that, correct?
Oh yeah, I wish they
Yeah.
would. Part of my difficulty is sometimes recruiting. I have about 10 or 12 players now. Yeah. Uh, is he a coach in Stoneham or is he a Inspire?
He's the brother to Ash, and he's the
Oh, cool.
coach of the girls' varsity team in Stoneham, which is
Oh, I
having a
didn't know
tough
that. That's
year.
awesome. Yeah, well,
And of
Wakefield too.
course, you know, he teaches in Wakefield.
Oh, that's phenomenal. Okay. So if I have questions about the soccer related stuff, do you mind if I email both you and Wes to keep us all in the loop? Is that easy enough to do, or would you prefer I go through you, Lorna?
It doesn't make any difference to me.
Okay.
So the soccer end of the thing, what do you mean by the soccer end of the thing?
So for instance, can he help me identify Stoneham players that might like to join top soccer? Like I want to try to take advantage of any sort of synergies we've got here with a soccer related event, and I'm going to bring soccer players. I'm always trying to reach out to folks that are in the know that might be able to get me more players, but also you said, like, for instance, they've got halftime activities taken care of, right? So we wouldn't pitch this like as the tops players could play one another during halftime or anything like that, right? 'Cause
Right,
they've
the
already got-
halftimes are only like, well, by the time the halftime buzzer goes off,
Yeah,
they have 10 minutes to have a halftime thing
Right,
going on,
right.
and which brings them back onto the field before that, really almost that 10 minutes is up.
sure. And then likewise
And
between
then
the girls.
between the two games is like, as soon as that boys' game is over with, the girls are gonna be on the field practicing.
Yeah. Yep.
So there's just like, there's no time to be set up and take off without interfering with the games. And I don't want to see anybody get hurt either.
Sure.
So that's kind of like been the thing with the AD, that, that's, he wants the thing to keep on flowing, and because that's the way it goes, that's the way
Paul,
it
do
happens.
you have written information or a poster or something that maybe you could set up a table?
I do have a poster, yeah. Yeah, I always have stuff at the ready to help to like market to other towns. Like I've
So don't they, I mean, they have a Stoneham Soccer Association that they have soccer teams through the rec department there, that wouldn't their rec department be the one to be able to contact to say, this is what we have in Wakefield, and it's opened up to any of his, students in
yeah, that's
Stoneham?
yes, that's part 100%. That's part of why I was asking you who Wes was. I didn't know for if he was the athletic director or something at
Yeah.
Stoneham. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more like I like identifying the stakeholders that can help introduce me to the right population to make them aware of the program that we run.
Yeah. Dave Pignon is the AD in Stoneham.
All right. Cool. All right, good. Okay, let me
So yeah, we'll let you know more of as we go along, and I talked to Megan, who's the Inspire BGC's Inspire person. So she's, and asked her if she's going to do some advertising this time, and supposedly there's supposed to be some advertising to happen. Hopefully that will get more people to go to the games.
yeah.
We'll see.
Cool. Was it well
And I guess I
attended
need to
last
speak to
year?
Tara, because I need some, well, actually, Marie.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. I know that there's a meeting this Wednesday night of the board.
Yes.
Yeah, well, it just so happens that I'm now not going to be able to attend because Melrose has changed the time in the place of the soccer game with Stoneham on Wednesday, which was supposed to be at 4:15, is now at 7 o'clock.
Yep. That will be a conflict.
So yeah, my priority kind of is to go cheer on Stoneham for this. So I'm wondering if and I don't know, maybe I should just go through Tara of putting the word out to the Inspire staff saying we need some volunteers for this.
Yes, I would do that because she's going to be posting October events outside of their regular scheduled hours. And
Okay, so but this wouldn't be, I
this
know
wouldn't
she
be
might,
paid, this would be volunteers, but she could mention it.
right, because I mean, she probably will pay a couple of staff people to work it anyhow. But it wouldn't be paid for everybody that comes to participate as a volunteer.
Right. And that reminds me, if we do, well, we'll have some time now because we postponed this, but if we do decide to include Inspire, we're gonna, the commission are gonna incur some cost for our event in November. So
Mhm.
we'll have to discuss, maybe vote at our next meeting, a dollar value that we're gonna set aside for this.
Sounds good.
Yeah, yeah.
Anybody have anything else?
Nope,
I can't
thanks.
see you, so you,
Oh, yeah, we're all shaking our
yeah.
head. No, thank you.
you're all nodding and I,
I
We're all
know it.
shaking our heads no. You
No,
did not
no,
see
no.
that, did you?
What do you mean? What do you mean you can't see us, Marie?
I
What do you
know.
mean?
Oh,
I'm just hoping my computer comes back on someday. Otherwise, I've lost my life on this thing. But anywho, so and you wouldn't mind, but I have a new one. I bought a new one like 2 months ago, and I just have not taken the time to set it up. So
Oh, yeah.
that'll be my
But
own
you've
fault.
been pretty busy.
Yep.
I have to say, I'm a little relieved that we're pushing this out a little bit further so
Yes.
that we can really figure out how to get this advertised. So it would be curious to see what the youth council outreach group comes up with, if they can create a poster or something for that, because I can certainly put something together as well. I wouldn't mind posting it in the usual places in Wakefield that allow us to post things, library, etc. And I'd also love to see, like, getting information out to SPED directors in the communities around here. I don't know how to do that either, but I could probably find an email to do that.
Yeah, I bet you just get on to each town's
Mhm.
school website, and you would probably, I know the SPED directors would be listed, and oftentimes they don't give you an email, but they say if you want to send an email, click here and it goes to them. You just don't see it go directly, you don't know who directly it's going to, but still.
One of those fill out the form things.
Right,
Okay.
assuming someone's monitoring that.
We'll check it out.
So we're basically though focusing on high school and junior high, middle school.
I think so, because that gives us the sort of the age range of the kinds of games. I think that they would be similar
Sure,
across
sure.
the different groups. If we start to get into elementary, we have 6-year-olds, that could be a whole different thing.
Right. Right. And
Um,
I think Nico, I think they're looking to socialize with
Yes.
kids their own age.
Yep.
right, exactly. I'm just wondering if we send these out prior to us having a actual event, if, I guess I just see potential, I don't know, potential overload of not knowing, or would you include Charles' QR code on it so that if people saw it, they could register?
Great idea.
Yeah, I think whatever we put out, we need to say registration is required.
Yeah,
Yeah. So that way we have the numbers.
And would we allow walk-ins? I hope. If somebody just didn't get around to registering, or they bring a friend that wasn't
Sure, but
registered, they can do
Sure,
it on
but at
site.
least we would hope we would have the bulk of people register, so we would have a sense, like, do we have
Yeah.
5 people or we have 50 people, right?
Yeah.
That
I can think
matters.
we can say maybe advanced registration encouraged.
Yeah,
Or should we say, please register in advance so that we can get a head count?
Could they register at the door too, just in case if they're a walk-in?
Mhm.
mm-hmm.
yeah, we certainly aren't gonna turn people away. And I mean, we're not offering any big deal that, you can't run back to Inspire or run to Shaw's for that matter if we have to get some more things.
And let's all put our thinking caps on, since this is, you know, diverse games. Also think about kids with diverse skill levels. And what kinds of lawn games or board games or things are available that can be adapted or are already adaptive. So if anybody wants to ponder that issue and till we meet again and see what we can come up with, because there's certainly, I remember I went to a conference and it was there, it was Women in Disabilities Conference, national conference, and there were all these incredible adaptive sports things. Made me feel very lazy, but it was for adults. So this was like, the golf cart that can go out onto the green and a person can be seat belted in and turned around and, all this other stuff that was kind of amazing above the level of, seventh graders. But I wonder what's out there. I don't know the answer to that question. I know how to do a playground that's adaptive, but I've never done lawn games. So see what we can find out.
I bet a quick Google search will show us.
I
So.
bet it will.
All right, but I'll get a list of what the Boys and Girls Club have so that we know what we're going to have, and then we can determine whether something else might be needed.
Mm-hmm. And that might be something that the commission.
Right, we could certainly purchase.
Janice, you're frozen.
There you are.
Just bowed out for a minute. Oh, no, I still have.
It says they have modified versions of croquet, cornhole, bocce, horseshoes, and ring toss, where the equipment can be larger, the playing field can be adjusted, or the rules can be changed to accommodate different skill levels and mobilities.
Cool.
But bocce and croquet are definitely outside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those, yeah. Horseshoes, that was another one. That would be
As long as if they're plastic horseshoes, they could be inside.
Mm.
I don't think we want people throwing heavy metal objects.
Yeah. Not a bunch of high schoolers.
No.
That's like axe throwing for adults.
Yes.
And they might have like a indoor bowling thing or a
Yes.
boomerang toss.
Lawn bowling.
I bet they've got some things like that.
Ooh, this will be fun to explore.
They definitely
Yeah.
have things for bowling. Yeah.
Oh, they do?
Oh yeah. They have because I used to work at two bowling alleys, and they have like these things that stand up, like you place them on the floor, and the person, it has like its own little gutter that rolls down. Person just pushes the ball, it rolls down right on the alley.
I could
I
use
think
one
I've
of those.
seen that. Yes.
I'm trying to get one for my mom. She's her average is terrible nowadays. So
I think I need one of those. Interesting. Well, this sounds like fun.
Yeah, it does sound fun. And if we add a little music, that could be fun too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The kids will like that.
Ooh, karaoke would be hilarious.
Maybe that's towards the end. I don't know. I guess it's only for 2 hours. We can stand anything for 2 hours.
Yeah.
You have to be serving more than lemonade for me to do karaoke.
That'll be a conversation for another
That's a whole
disabilities
different game
meeting.
night.
Well, no. I mean, it's real quick, and I don't want to take anyone's time. We're nearing the hour, but I know the bar manager at Waves pretty well, which is used to be Lord Wakefield, and it's
Oh, yeah.
cleaned up quite a bit, and the guy's looking to make a lot of inroads with Wakefield communities. And I've spoken to the recreation director at Communitas about could we put together a karaoke night maybe. So this obviously wouldn't be Galvin Middle School and High School because we're at a bar, although I know you can be there if you're under 18, but I would be interested in running an event with waves for some of the adults with disabilities, like at Communitas or other like areas, to have a karaoke night there. And they're very receptive to the idea. That could be something that we plan. So not to say that we couldn't do karaoke at Nico's Diverse Abilities game night as well, but if we want to do like a real karaoke themed event at a funky place where I think people would feel pretty cool doing it, I'm happy to look into that some more, and it's something I've already planted some seeds about. Just wanted to let you guys
Oh,
know.
well, I can just tell you that our guys would love that.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
They're always looking for places to just be able to socialize, to
exactly.
dance, right? Just to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
something like that.
I think it would be a lot of fun, and I think they're receptive to it, and I'm just gonna get through the fall here with the kids starting school again, but I can start looking into it, and I'm actually gonna be there. My band is playing there on Saturday night, and I will talk to the bar manager about that. So it's something that they already have on their radar. I just haven't spoken to them about it since the summer.
That's a
Oh,
cool
that's
idea.
awesome. Yeah, we would definitely be up for that. That
Yeah,
could
I
be
think
a
it would go over well.
winter event or something.
They've been really, really great there. They ran an end of season soccer party for the team that I coach in the spring. They really impressed upon me that they want to do things with the Wakefield community now that's under new ownership, and I think that would be dynamite.
I had my 60th high school reunion there last year.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and it went very well.
Right? And I think
Yeah, they've really tried hard. It's back with the original owners now, so they're really trying to change the reputation of what the Lords became for such
Yeah.
a long time.
Agreed.
So they're really trying hard. I didn't realize that they'd opened up their cocktail lounge. Is that every Saturday they have entertainment, or do you
Oh, I
play there
mean,
all the
like,
time, or?
This will be our second time. They definitely have stuff Thursday through Sunday. I think they'll take on as much as they can, if they think they're gonna get folks in there. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I know that with the right crowd, like the folks that we work with and loved ones with disabilities, they'd get totally energized about it. I'd get energized about it, seeing them get energized about it. I don't have any doubt that we would be able to put a lot of butts in seats and on the dance floor. So I think it's something that we can put our heads together and come up with. But I already have good contacts there, and they're really receptive and easy to work with.
Yeah,
Great.
That's
there you go.
awesome.
It looks like they do the karaoke Wednesdays from 7 to 11 p.m.
Yeah. But I'd kind of want to, I'd want
It's
to,
nice.
that's got a built-in crowd on its own. I'd almost want to reserve it for the crowd that we're looking to participate, so that we don't have to fight for slots with some of the folks that are the regulars,
Right.
but all right, something to think about. But we'll look forward to what Dan McGrath has to say to Marie, and what Nico comes back with after the 25th, I guess.
Yeah.
Thanks for putting the meeting together, everybody.
Yeah, thank you for attending. So we will see you on the October 6th for our regular monthly meeting.
Yeah, and I think that a little reminder that next week I need to have any agenda items so that I can get the agenda to the appropriate people on time, so that we don't have to cancel a meeting because I missed the date.
So one of the agenda items would be to have a budget for this event.
Okay. If you could just send that to me next week, that'd be great.
Sure.
And then we'll see if Bill Renault is available, to, I don't know, he has some items going. I thought he would be able to give us some updates on. I'll connect with him. Okay, yep.
Mm.
Okay, so it's 8:03. Let's officially adjourn the meeting. Can someone please make a motion?
So before we adjourn, so
Okay.
our next meeting is a week from Monday? Is that it?
October 6th.
A week from Monday, okay.
Yeah. So that's why I have to have the stuff next week,
Yeah,
by Tuesday.
okay.
I want to adjourn the meeting. I motion to adjourn the meeting.
Thank you. Would someone please second?
Second.
Was that Paul?
That was Paul.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, well, have a good evening and a good week, and yeah, we'll communicate via email with any updates.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Good night.
Good night.